What we see that's exciting is that the business, the whole community, everybody in general, because we all give in some way, but especially the business community, is progressing from money. We need money. There's no, we never want that giving of finances to go away. But then it grows into, well, maybe we could do a little bit more than money. So some of the one-time events, the cleanups, the serve down at the mission, the work in the park, the help a nonprofit. So once a year, twice a year, 3 times a year. So now we're going from mostly finances to finances plus time, but not just once or twice a year, but now it's beginning to grow toward an ongoing commitment. So I'm seeing businesses who are getting involved in their neighborhood associations and serving in that way, who are sending employees to Reading Buddies or some of these after-school programs or some of the other nonprofits. Business people that are getting involved in places like the Marion County Children and Families Commission, the Methamphetamine Strike Force, community progress teams, which are dotted throughout the county. So now they're contributing by giving of their time to helping make decisions at various levels that will have benefits to kids and families. And then, of course, just personal, ongoing time. Walking alongside a family that might need help with their finances. Walking alongside a kid who's struggling in school. Coaching a team. An ongoing commitment to influencing the lives of young people. And so money, absolutely. One-time activities to kind of get the juices flowing and maybe make some contacts. But what we really need and what we're seeing more and more of is a commitment to ongoing personal impact on the community. And again, in the community as a whole, we're seeing it. We're really seeing it in our business community. And I think I wish it wasn't as special and rare as I think it is in our community. But having lived in other communities, we have something special going here. Really, and we need to be thankful for that.
Sam, I think you touch on something extremely important in that in our society, so much emphasis has been put on money. And even when it comes to charitable giving and contributions, giving of money has in the past almost been an easy way out, where you don't want to diminish the importance of needing the resources to do the work. Right. But if we're really all about changing the lives of individuals, it's the investment of one person's life into the life of another that really makes that difference. And it really happens at the base level of family first, extended family, friends, neighbors, the health and human service nonprofit community, and then ultimately, and as a last resort, as it was set up to be, that pure safety net that government provides, but only the pure safety net. And I think, in many cases we have flipped the societal responsibility of who the first go-to person or entity is, where we have shoved that responsibility on entities like the schools or like the government agencies when it doesn't work that way.
Jim Seymour at Catholic Community Services says that well. He'll say, picture the word care. Picture the word care with a capital C. Picture the word care with a small c. And there was a time when the main level of care, capital letter care, capital C care, came from family, friends, neighbors, and faith community, if you happen to belong to one. And if there was a secondary level of care, it would be from the more governmental type. But then, just like you said, Mike, it kind of got flipped, and somehow we as a society gotten this idea that the capital letter C care would come first from the government, and then as a secondary, family, friends, neighborhood, and faith community. So I think, again, in Salem, we're having success in getting that back. Government is good. We want good government. It's not about being anti-government. But we all have a proper role. And if people were watching after each other first, with great support from programs and institutions, that's what we want to aim for. Not the institutions and the programs being preeminent and people kind of being lost in the molasses.
Always been a strong advocate that our health and human service organizations provide the best bang for the dollar, if you will. So when you do have those resources coming in, that's where you get the most mileage for that dollar. And do you want to speak to that, Denise? Because I think it still rings true today that those agencies and organizations that are those nonprofit 501c3s that receive funds from United Way that are locally based are doing work and stretching that dollar more than people can imagine.
They really are. And people often forget that nonprofits are businesses too. And the best thing that a nonprofit can do is run a business model, and certainly run like a business. But when you look at nonprofits, it's interesting because they really do run lean, mean, and green in comparison even to other businesses, because they have to, because they're constantly working with less. And even in these times, we really have seen that people are stepping up to the plate, but we know that need is up, and giving across the board nationally is down to charitable organizations. And so these are times when they even have to get tighter and work with less. And so what we try to do at United Way is be kind of, again, that umbrella piece that helps them to find other resources. Often they have clients that need something that another nonprofit can provide, and they may not know how to access that or how to help with that, and we can provide that piece for them. And then in the monies that we provide, United Way really is looking for a couple main things from a nonprofit business. We want them to be running like a business. We want them to be able to show that they have measurable outcomes and that there's benefit to every client that goes through their program, that they're using dollars appropriately, and that really is the promise that we make to our donors. And we really try to see how we can help them run better, and whether that be in providing volunteers or training and management of volunteers, or all the things that our hands-on organization does. Another thing that we can provide to them is in-kind goods. And